Hey, y'all need a break. Listen to these stories from r/AmITheA-hole. Am I the a-hole for not doing anything after discovering that my wife deleted my daughter's novel? Throw away for privacy reasons. I have been married to my wife Hannah, 36, for 2 years. She and my daughter Morgan, 16, don't have a daughter-mother relationship. To be completely transparent here, they both fight often and just don't get along. Morgan used to spend most of her time at her mom's but now is staying with us for school. I remember Hannah telling me about a novel Morgan has been writing on her laptop. She admitted to sneaking and looking at it without Morgan's knowledge, but she praised her writing style and storytelling, so I thought that was a positive thing. Yesterday, I got back home and found Morgan and her mom yelling at Hannah. I asked what was happening and Morgan told me that Hannah deleted her novel. Hannah said that Morgan created a character in the novel using her description and name and making her the villain. Not only that, but she wrote bad words about her. Morgan argued that it was just a character and Hannah had no business snooping on her laptop to begin with. Hannah broke down crying after my ex-wife threatened her. I just watched the three of them fight and did nothing nor said a single word. I stepped out for a minute to get fresh air and moments later, Hannah unloaded on me about how I should have defended her in the argument instead of acting so cowardly. Morgan and her mom also said that I should have done something when Hannah decided to snoop then delete Morgan's month's worth of work. It just became too much with the three of them berating me and yelling in my face. Morgan went home with her mom and she was crying and refused to speak to me, and Hannah checked into a hotel also refusing to speak to me. The texts from both sides kept coming in, both telling me I should have done something and should have took their side in the argument. I just had to stay out of this one. I was on my feet the entire week working, both mental and physical health are down the drain and I'm tired of them fighting all the time, then blaming me for my actions or lack of. Both are expecting me to get involved and do something to fix this but I haven't done anything yet. Am I the a-hole for not getting involved? He knew that his wife was snooping through his daughter's belongings, yet he did nothing. He knew his wife and daughter have hated each other for years, yet he talks about them fighting constantly as though it's natural. He knows he is both a father and a husband, yet he's been sitting on the side, stuck in neutral for some time. OP, no matter your mental state, you don't get to check out from being a parent. Your daughter didn't get a choice in who her parents would be, but it was your choice to bring her into this world. You're her father, her defender and protector. Yes, she's a young woman now, but inside there's still a little girl that wants her father to make her feel safe and loved. When you married Hannah, it became your responsibility to watch over her relationship with your daughter, and to make sure your daughter was never mistreated. When your wife said she went through your daughter's laptop, that was your window to shut down a future blowout. You did nothing, and in choosing to do that, you failed your daughter. That was your moment to be her protector, but you chose to lay down your sword and shield, leaving her vulnerable to the wolf in sheep's clothing. Your refusal to be a better husband and father helped create this massively dysfunctional situation, and you're still sitting on the sidelines. Do you really think there won't be even more consequences this time? Your job is to step up and try to find a path through this. Time to get out of neutral, get into gear, and get moving. Now. Edit, spelling. Am I the a-hole for ruining my wife's work and eating the food before she could take pictures of it? My wife runs a website dedicated for cooking and recipes. She takes pictures of food before we eat, whether it's lunch or dinner, and posts them on her Insta account. To be honest, I'm annoyed by having to wait so long for her to get the perfect shot of the food after decorating it, adding this fork and removing that salad dish. It just takes so long and I lose my appetite from just waiting till she's done. This has become the norm, but yesterday, I decided I was having none of it. I came to found that she has cooked an entire feast as her next cooking project, and put it on the table. Note that by looking at the whole table setting, I figured pictures had already been taken, right? But no, she said she was going to take few pictures and I had to wait. She went upstairs to get her camera. That's when I grabbed the spoon and started filling my plate from every dish she's made, and ruining the look as a result. I was hungry and unwilling to wait around for over 10 minutes to eat. She came downstairs, saw the damage, and blew up almost crying, saying I just ruined her cooking project that she worked hours for as well as putting efforts into. I said I was hungry and couldn't wait, but she kept yelling how much of an obnoxious jerk I was for not waiting till she took pictures of the dishes she made. Even said that this was an attempt of me to sabotage her success. I said, oh please, enough with those conspiracy theories, I'm just hungry and couldn't wait till she got the perfect shot. We had a big argument and she went upstairs crying. I finished my food, then went out to cool off a bit. When I returned, she'd threatened that she'll never have me eat anything she cooks, and said she'd rather throw it in the garbage than give it to an ungrateful, obnoxious jerk like me. I said this wasn't cool, but she told me to go F myself. I said fine, then went to spend the night in the guest's room. She texted me the word jerk about 15 times till I turned my phone off. Today she has gone complete radio silence. Am I the a-hole? You're the a-hole, what the actual F? Sounds like this is her job or at minimum an important hobby. Keep a Lunchable and a juice box in the fridge for when you need to act like a child. Am I the a-hole for lashing out at my husband for using a picture of my son as his phone's home screen wallpaper? I got married to my husband 4 months ago. I have a 5-year-old son from my previous marriage and my husband adores him. We were out at the diner last night and I asked my husband for his phone to check payment options for our meal. I unlocked the screen and saw my son's pic set as the home screen wallpaper. I asked my husband how long it's been there and he said 2 months. I got upset and pointed out that it was not wise of him to use a pic of my son as his home screen wallpaper for strangers to see. He said pretty much, almost no one touches his phone so I shouldn't worry about my son's pic seen by strangers. I told him they don't have to touch his phone to see his iPhone home screen. He said I should relax because it's not like he posted it on social media, and besides that, he only used my son's pic as his home screen wallpaper to be able to look at him all the time because he misses him when he's at work. I demanded he remove it but he said no. I insisted and an argument ensued to the point where I got up, paid my part of the bill, then walked out of the restaurant. He decided to stay at a hotel because he was overwhelmed, and texted me about how deeply I hurt him, and told me he'd remove the picture entirely from his phone if that would make me happy. Then went on to say I overreacted and by the looks of it, he's expecting an apology from me after what happened. Was I the a-hole or was he? You owe him a huge apology. You're being extremely paranoid that somebody is going to see a picture of your child. He loves and adores your son, which is exactly what you should want from a man who is going to live in your house and be a crucial part of his life as he grows. You're the a-hole. Big time you're the a-hole. Edit, this really blew up, wow. Thanks for the awards. Am I the a-hole for siding with my boyfriend after he punished my son for asking for money to watch his step-siblings? I, female 36, have been with my boyfriend, male 41, for 2 years. He has 3 kids, 6, 12, and 4, while I have a 16-year-old son. The other day my 12-year-old stepson fell off the stairs and injured his ankle. His dad and I had to get him to the hospital and needed someone to stay with the kids while we were there. My boyfriend told my son to skip workday and stay with and watch his stepbrothers. When we returned, my son asked my boyfriend to pay him for babysitting his kids. I admit my son doesn't have the best relationship with his stepdad or step-siblings, but my boyfriend and I were shocked by this. My son explained that he had to skip a workday which cost him to lose money, and asked my boyfriend to pay him for his time. My boyfriend scolded him harshly and told him that staying home with his stepbrothers isn't babysitting and he deserves no money for it. Plus that skipping 1 day of work won't do much harm. But my son disagreed and kept arguing with my boyfriend, saying his stepbrothers aren't his responsibility. My boyfriend ended up punishing him and taking away all his electronics as well as canceling his birthday months away. My son fought back talking about how unfair this was and asked me to get involved. I sided with my boyfriend because I really did not appreciate how my son used this family emergency to his advantage and thought he'd get money out of helping family out. My son didn't like where I stood in this conflict and accused me of favoring my stepkids to stay on my boyfriend's good side while ignoring the mistreatment towards him. I cut the argument and he's become silent ever since. Even refused to eat with us or sit with us. Am I the a-hole for agreeing with my boyfriend to punish my son? You're the a-hole. Your son doesn't choose for you to start dating this guy. Older siblings are not automatic free babysitter. Your son lost money by having to watch your boyfriend's kids, and he was somehow punished for being upset by all of this. Y'all ain't even married. Those aren't his step-siblings. That sure as hell isn't a stepfather who is being allowed to punish him. This is absolute crap parenting all around. Am I the a-hole for expecting my adult daughter to pay back what she owes me? My 48 male daughter, 21 female, Aria, abandoned us, her stepmother, younger half-sister, and me, when she was 15 to go live with my enabling ex-wife, Sandra, and her husband. Until then, we had 50-50 custody, but Sandra has always been less strict than me. She's always let Aria do what she wants and has never had any home rules. She also buys Aria everything she wants so she will want to live with her. Sandra lives in the same town where Aria's high school was, while I live 25 minutes away. So, one of my rules was that if she went to meet up with a friend there, meaning I had to drive her, the next time they met it was her friend's turn to come. If the friend's parents didn't want to drive the kid here, then Aria wasn't allowed to meet them again while she was with me. Everything was fine that way for years. The major fallout happened in her last year of high school. She was 15. She went on a trip to another country with her school and didn't bother to send more than a couple texts when she was away for 5 days. So I decided to ground her, because she had to learn to respect and show some love for her family. She insisted she had sent messages to her mother but we had barely heard from her. She's never had a lot of friends, but she had been invited to some popular girl's birthday party. This was my punishment, not going to that party after forgetting about her family. She got upset and started calling her mother to come pick her up, but it was illegal to get her if it was my week. Plus, she wanted to go to her mother's because she would lift my punishment and let her go to the party. Her mother came by the end of the week and I told Arya that she didn't have to come back if she didn't want to. I waited, but I heard nothing from her again. Her sister kept asking me why she didn't come back, and I didn't know how to explain to her that she didn't love us and that she preferred staying with her mother, her parties, and her free-of-rules life. Over the years we've communicated through lawyers, because Sandra has zero intentions on helping me get my daughter back. She finally has her to herself. They've been demanding that I pay for child support, even now that she's 21 years old. I have to pay for that and for half of her college expenses, by law. When Arya turned 18, an adult, I started adding up everything I had to pay in an Excel that I sent to Sandra when I update it, so she knows what damage she is doing to our daughter. I expect Arya to pay her debt, but I gave Sandra the option to pay for her, to which she refused. We are now at 18,000. Arya has been trying to get in touch again. I told her that we can't fix the emotional part unless we fix the money part first. She needs to prove to me that she doesn't only care about the money. Sandra says I'm an a-hole, but I think she is, since she has done nothing but try to take my daughter away and she finally has what she wants. So, am I the a-hole? You're the a-hole. You are a horrible father and I can see why your daughter left. This. OP, you're not acting like a father and any hostility you experience from your own daughter after this kind of behavior is well deserved. You're the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for unpacking my girlfriend's towel? I, 31 male, and my girlfriend, 25 female, have been dating for about 2 years. My girlfriend has beautiful hair that seems a lot more low maintenance than most women I know. She doesn't use all 100 different hair products, nor does she blow dry it. It honestly doesn't take her long to style her hair or anything. However, she always insists on using this special towel to dry her hair. She insists that she can't use any regular towel for her hair. She gets mad if I use her hair towel as a regular towel too. She says that the towel should only be used for hair. She even bought an extra one of these towels that she keeps in her drawer at my place. She also takes the towel with her when she goes on vacation. I usually don't mind it, since the towel doesn't take up much space, and it's better than listening to a hair dryer all the time. But it's a bit weird because I don't know anyone else who has a towel just for their hair. For Thanksgiving, we traveled to see my family. Before the trip, I asked my girlfriend to leave her towel at home since we'll be staying at my parents' house. I didn't want my family to think she was weird or make fun of her. Since we planned to leave early in the morning, girlfriend spent the night at my place. I noticed that she packed the towel she kept at my place in her suitcase. When she was asleep, I took the towel out. She didn't notice the towel was gone until after we got to my parents' house. I thought it was okay, and my girlfriend didn't seem mad at all during the whole trip. However, when we got back at my place, my girlfriend got into her car and drove off without saying goodbye. She texted me later saying she's mad at me because of that stupid towel and she needs some space. I keep calling and texting her, but she won't respond. My friends think she's being overly dramatic, but my girlfriend isn't that type of person. Now I'm wondering if I messed up. Am I the a-hole? You're the a-hole. She packed that towel because she needed that towel. It's probably a microfiber towel. They tend to help dry hair quickly, without blow drying, which can be damaging, especially if her hair is long or curly. It also helps reduce frizz, and if her hair is curly, to keep it in defined curls. Do some research on natural curly hair care. Many people with straighter hair also find these techniques work well. If you don't know why someone is doing something, ask. Or just let them do what they want. Don't mess up their routine just because you don't understand it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments.